Hi everyone, Janie here with Jason.
Hi everybody.
Welcome back to our garden. We are, as you can probably hear, in the chicken coop right now. We got 2 new hens to join our flock. We had a flock of 1 and she needed some friends. So we got 2 new chickens right now. We actually just got them, and so we're hanging out here so that we can kind of watch and make sure that they get along. And so far
So good.
Yeah, so far they seem sweet.
They
so
seem friendly.
yeah. The one that we had is a Silky. She's the loud one. And Silkies are bantams, and bantams are small chickens. So we had to make sure we got 2 new bantams. So we did. We got one I am blanking on the name right now. Mill something. It's some French name that's supposed to be a very fancy chicken. My chicken lady was talking about it. And then we got another black frizzle. Princess, what are you... My goodness. I don't know if the mic is picking it up, but you are being very loud.
Very loud. It's going to be a loud video.
So this is our monthly question and answer session. I picked out a couple of questions, and we have a couple things that we want to talk about, right?
Yep.
First off, we want to say a huge, giant, massive thank you
Oh my goodness.
to all of you for supporting us with Michael Glassman and my new book, Solving Problems in the Landscape.
Like, holy cow.
We were shocked at the response.
We thought we had ordered like so many, and they sold out in a day, and we had to order more, which are going to be here in like a week or two. Like, I can't believe just so far exceeded what we thought.
You guys are so amazing.
Thank you.
So wonderful. Huge thank you. So we have purchased copies from the publisher so that we can sell them on our website. So Michael and I can sign them, and we can send them directly to you. And we I don't want to say we sold out, because we didn't sell out. We have another shipment coming in a couple days.
We just had to order more books so that we can, so we have.
But it's super exciting. And we've been talking to, Michael and I have been talking to like garden centers around here and other places, like bookstores and stuff like that. And it's going to be really fun. So a huge thank you to all of you who ordered the books. We so appreciate it. And I think the first question is about that. Oh, TM Scott says, this book sounds wonderful. Will you ship to Canada?
Oh, yes. We ship to Canada.
Yes.
The shipping charge is a little bit more, but yes, we do.
We ship to a couple countries. There's a couple countries that are just unfortunately cost prohibitive that we learned the hard way. Oh my gosh. So we were shipping to Australia.
Australia is very expensive too.
So we were shipping to Australia, and we have a flat rate shipping for $8.95 to ship for everything. And then one of you wonderful Australians bought the garden hat, which is actually another question of someone asking, is the garden hat back in stock? And it is, right? And so we packed up this garden hat to ship it to Australia, and then we, to pay for shipping, and it came out.
It was like $70.
$70
like that, just to ship it, because it has to be in kind of a big box.
So safe to say we lost some money on that.
All right.
So, sorry about that, but I wish we could ship to you guys in Australia.
But somebody also asked if the book ships to Australia. And I don't know, but I think Amazon probably can.
Yeah, you can order the book just like any regular book, and I think Amazon will probably ship it straight to you.
So if you're in Australia, maybe order off Amazon. Don't order from us.
Well, we can't ship anyway to Australia. We took that off. Okay, so Linda asks, hi from Florida. Survived 2 really bad hurricanes this year as we are in central Florida. I'm so sorry. I have been searching for the Winden Rose fertilizer, and we cannot get it here in Florida. Trying to look for something happy before the hurricane season comes again, and would like to maybe get some fertilizer help. You have a beautiful family. Be blessed. Thank you so much, Linda. And I'm so sorry with the hurricane. You guys have been getting slammed in Florida. So actually, when I talk about the Winden Rose fertilizer, it's actually a mix. It's a mix of 3 components that you would buy separately. It's a organic rose, organic rose fertilizer, Sulpomag. That's how you'll see it on the bag. It's called Sulpomag.
How do you spell that?
SUL-PO-MAG. So
SUL, not OL.
Yeah.
SUL.
So it's sulfur,
Okay.
potassium, and magnesium.
Okay.
Right?
Because lots of people ask,
I know.
the spelling and how, what it is, so it's confusing.
So it's Sulpomag.
It's got little dashes, right? It's 3 ingredients.
Yeah. And then the third ingredient is alfalfa. and it's double the alfalfa to the rose fertilizer mix, and then about 2 tablespoons of the sol pomag. So, am I saying this right?
I don't know.
It's not an exact science. Even Van Winden's, I've asked different people at Van Winden's, and they've told me different things. So just go with a half a cup of rose fertilizer, 1 cup alfalfa meal, and 2 tablespoons sol pomag, and all of that goes to 1 rose, which I actually don't do that. I usually put like half of it on a rose and half of it on another rose.
Which works really well for you.
It works perfectly. Yeah. So, Linda, you're not going to find the Van Winden fertilizer at the store. It's actually, it's a recipe that you have to mix yourself. So I know we got a lot of questions about that, because I think I just like nonchalantly be like, and then I'm going to fertilize with the Van Winden's fertilizer mix.
Go,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to be more careful about that.
So each of those ingredients you find in the fertilizer section of the store?
Yeah.
Is it alfalfa meal and
definitely.
And then,
yeah, alfalfa meal should be pretty easy to find. Sol pomag might be a little harder to find. I know E.B. Stone makes them, and then any organic rose fertilizer is what you want. Okay, so this past week we got our delivery of annuals from Proven Winners, which was a big delivery. So really exciting. So for those of you who don't know, I actually work for Proven Winners. I am, what do you call me?
Like a brand ambassador kind of a thing?
There you go. Yeah,
right?
I'm a brand ambassador.
You're not an employee, but you work with them and promote their stuff because you believe in their stuff.
Yeah, I'm like a contractor basically.
Yeah.
So for part of that job, to do my job, I need to have plants, because part of what I do for my job is I plant the plants in my Zone 9B garden, and I grow them here in my climate, and then I report back not only to Proven Winners how they perform. Sometimes they don't perform well, and I have to say, these were terrible here.
This isn't a good option for this area.
Like the pineapple lily, it just died like that, and they were, Proven Winners was saying, oh, it'll be great in your garden, and it was terrible in my garden. And then I also report back to you guys and say, hey, I love this plant. These are my best for the West picks. I don't usually plant this plant because it doesn't really do well in my garden, and so on and so on. And so I get questions about that and how many plants that I get, and I fully admit I am so spoiled. I have the best job ever. Yeah. But I do want to say it is my job, right?
No, it's it's part of doing what you do. Yeah. So they send them all to you at no cost, because this is, you're evaluating and you're promoting and you're doing all of that stuff.
I just have a really great job. Yeah. So
you're just very lucky.
So Perbadane says, how can I as a home gardener order such a large order of these plants without going broke? I see how these large plantings help, but it's not practical for home gardeners. Slowly losing interest in these gardening channels as they start with well-intentions and relatable, but it gets out of hand. Sorry for the rant. I totally get it, and I completely understand. And I do get comments like that, like, how am I supposed to afford all this? There's no way. I couldn't afford all these plants if I didn't get them. But the idea is that I need to continuously be planting plants over and over and over again, so that I can keep making content, so that I can keep evaluating how these plants do in my garden. Yeah. And sometimes I screw up, sometimes our dog maybe you pees on a plant, and I have to say, I don't know how it did. I have to try again next year, or
sometimes Jason puts a plant in the hole and then forgets to actually fill it in with soil.
There's that. Or sometimes Jason forgets to hook it up to drip irrigation. That happens a lot too. So sometimes I get more plants because I need to replace what I've screwed up, just because of the masses that I do. And then sometimes it's just Proven Winners wants to see how my plants do. So this is not supposed to be relatable, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
And I think that it's not the idea that you have to replicate everything. It's just a matter of you could still take it, I would think anyway, still take inspiration from the color combinations and the plant combinations and what works well in the area and all of that. You may not be able to plant whatever was 90 lemon coral sedum because that's insane.
Right.
But if you get a handful of them for a portion of the pathway and then put other stuff next to it that kind of goes well with it, then you're going to get the same look on a smaller scale. Our last house was a much smaller scale.
Totally. And I paid for most of those plants.
Right. No,
I didn't get a lot of them from Proven Winners. So.
Right. Most of that was before you started the YouTube channel and before you started getting any plants for free at all.
Yeah.
And it was manageable because you did it slowly and you could still make it really beautiful. It's just a smaller scale. So the inspiration is still, in my opinion anyway, the inspiration's still there. It just, you can't think, I'm going to plant 90 lemon coral sedum.
Yeah. And I don't want you guys to think that I think that, right? That this is normal. I don't think this is normal. There are other gardening channels out there that are wonderful. I'm blanking on the name right now, but there's this one, I'll put it on the screen right now, but basically she starts a lot of her plants from propagation and seed. And that's kind of the purpose of her channel, which is really cool. And so like there are a lot of other channels that like you can definitely get those ideas from, gardening on a budget and stuff like that. This is, I don't even want to say unfortunately, because it's not unfortunate. This is part of my job, and this is how we support ourselves is through working with Proven Winners, which for me is a dream job. So
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, this is not how to garden on a budget.
Unfortunately, no. Not with the Proven Winner stuff.
Nope.
Yeah, maybe some of the other stuff. Okay, so Lauren says, oh, Janie, how lucky you are. Those are gorgeous. I live in Napa, and I've been itching to get some color in my yard. PW Direct won't deliver annuals here until March. Does Premier sell to private parties? Is there a minimum order? I'm re-landscaping my entire front yard, so I need a lot. So Lauren, what she's talking about is Premier is actually the wholesaler that delivered all of my annuals from Proven Winners this year. Proven Winners Direct is another company that sells, that will sell or mail order Proven Winners annuals, right? And they, unfortunately, for those of us who live in higher zones, they don't ship for a while. I would say, Lauren, the easiest, probably the best idea is to call garden centers around you and see if you can special order from them, because they can order from Premier and get you a big amount, right? And because you can't order directly from Premier. Like I can't even order directly from Premier. I had to go through Proven Winners to order from Premier, basically. So call.
Did she say where she's at?
She's from Napa. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the other good thing is that because of all these events that you're doing, Best for the West events, hopefully more local centers are going to have Proven Winner stuff, right? That's the whole idea.
Courtney's working on the list right now of all the garden centers that are carrying Best for the West plants. Call Van Winden's and ask them if they can, because I know they order from Premier. I know Fanula Cottage Gardens is thinking about growing Proven Winners, like actually growing it herself. Matsuda's for Green Acres is growing Proven Winners. Wilco in Petaluma is going to be having Proven Winners. So there's a lot you can choose from. Oh, call Katie at Gridley Ace. She'll do a special order for you, no problem. Sorry, Katie, but I think you will. So there's a lot of ways to do it now, because I know there's growers here that are growing it, which is really important.
But there's going to be a lot more options this season than there has been before.
Oh, right? Yeah. So Pamela says, Janie, please tell us how we can get some. Will you please let us know local retailers? I'm in your local area. Yes, Pamela, that just what I said. Courtney's coming out with a list, but there's going to be so many.
Yeah.
There's going to be so many, and you guys will be pleasantly surprised this year, I think. Okay, Lynette says, so excited about your Best for the West tour. I'm booked to see you in Phoenix at Summerwinds Nursery. Yay! I'm also a San Joaquin Valley girl transplant to Arizona. Looking forward to meeting you. Are you going to bring some books, or is this just a Proven Winners tour?
We're bringing books.
We're going to be carrying them on the plane.
Yeah. Be a bit of a heavy carry-on.
Yeah.
No, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll have books and we'll have some other merchandise as well.
Jason will be there selling merch.
Yes,
so.
I will be there. We will definitely have books. The new order that we put in will be here in time that we can bring him to that trip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Michael Glassman said he's going to be at some of the Best for the West events.
That's right. Yeah, he's going to come. The local one.
I know somebody else, but I don't think I can say it yet. So I think that's a secret. So anyways, all these events are going to be super fun. It's free. You just have to show up. We'll probably have raffles and stuff like that. I know a couple places are having food. And it's it's just going to be just a fun.
I want to know the secret. I don't know the secret.
I'll tell you later. I don't think I can say it yet, but you guys are probably guessing it right now. Okay. So Darlene says, hi, how's it going with the Monty training?
Actually, not bad.
Not bad.
No, he's actually doing good.
You're a good boy. He's still okay. So Monty is our dog, a golden. He is a little over a year and a half old now. Yep. We put him in pretty intense dog training earlier this year, and
he did all right. I mean, like, she said, bring him back to the intermediate.
Yeah, he technically graduated, right?
He's a lot. He's still, I don't know. I talk to people that have had Goldens, and they say the puppy phase is like 2 years.
I heard 4.
Okay. Well, the puppy phase is extended. So he just is still full of energy and all that. But he does a lot of things, like still walking on a leash is not a strong point. But but
that's because we never do it. I know, he runs around all the time.
He's always got free run around here, so we don't take him on walks as much as we should.
Yeah.
But so that part is a little shaky. But all of his, like, when we tell him to sit and stay and come, and he minds much better than he ever did before.
Totally.
It's like he understands commands, and he's able to calm down when I want him to calm down. Like it helped a lot.
He's a good dog. He just
sometimes he gets a lot of energy and he wants to be crazy.
So that brings me to the next question. This is from Catherine. Am I the only one who thinks Monty needs a playmate? One more beautiful Irish setter. Monty's a golden.
But he looks like an Irish
setter. He looks like an Irish
setter.
Yeah. Love him in the background of your beautiful property. Thank you, Catherine.
Yeah, no.
We thought about it. Yeah. We thought about it for a second. Like, maybe that would allow him to get out his energy or whatever. But
it would be such chaos.
It would be so much. Oh, my gosh.
I can't imagine, because I feel like with 2 dogs, they would just run and barrel through the garden beds. Like, he already goes and, like, makes a bed on top of the scavola next to the pathway. Yeah. And, like, he just, I don't know. And then he'll run through. And I feel like with 2 of them tearing around the property, it would be a little much, I think, for the garden to remain presentable.
I just think about, like, at night, like when we're hanging out with the girls, and like it would just be crazy.
Yeah, because at night Mark still has energy and wants attention, and we're trying to relax and like watch TV or something.
And he's like, "Here's the ball, here's the ball." Yeah. So and we spend all day with him. I mean, he is the most spoiled dog ever. But I don't think
he gets lots of attention.
I don't think we're up for 2 dogs. I don't think we're a 2-dog family.
I can't imagine 2 dogs plus cat plus buddies. That's just it's a lot.
It's too much. Anyway, but thanks, Catherine. And thanks, Charlene.
Good idea, though.
Okay, so I was fertilizing my lemon trees, and I was smack talking my Meyer lemon trees, and then I walked up to it and realized it was a Lisbon lemon, which I feel so silly because I was literally researching Lisbon lemons to buy a Lisbon lemon tree, and I have one.
Funny.
Yeah, so Margot says, did you apologize to the Lisbon lemon tree for calling it a Meyer and that you don't like it? Yes, I did, profusely, on camera and off camera. But it was really funny.
It was pretty funny.
But I do have to say that one has not fruited yet. Probably because it needs to get out of the pot. Yeah, right? Probably. I mean, they said you can plant a Lisbon lemon in a pot and it would be okay. So technically it's okay, but
need to be a bigger pot?
I think I just need to transplant it and get out into the ground. It's on my list. Then in another, actually just yesterday, I planted my pink jasmine. And I also planted my white lilac vine right behind me. And I was talking about how bad the soil was back here and how we're doing no-till. So we're putting 6 inches of compost and wood chips on top of it. And we're letting nature take its course and, rejuvenate the soil. Amy says, why not amend in whole? We have awful soil here in North Texas Zone 8B. We make a mix of topsoil, compost, and black cow that we mix with native soil. It does wonders. So there is no right or wrong in gardening, right? Like everybody does it different. And you're in Texas and I'm in California. I personally was taught in my Master Gardener's class not to amend holes, because when you amend a hole, the plant's roots are going to want to stay in that amended area and not search out and expand and look for other nutrients, because it has no need to, because it has this beautiful soil in this amended hole spot. So I have decided, which I know is crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. It's just the technique that I decided when I decided to do no-till. I decided not to amend any of my holes, and I never amend any of my holes in whole, right? I will put starter fertilizer down there. I don't even put water down in the bottom of the hole, because that's supposed to be not some say that that's not an ideal way to plant a shrub or a tree, is to put water down into the hole. Yeah. So I never in-hole amend. I always amend on top so that eventually everything sinks down, but then so the roots are still expanding out past that hole. So
you want the roots to search out, basically.
As fast as humanly possible, plant possible. Yeah. Like that's the goal, is to have the roots expand out. And you can see plants that don't go past the amended area, and they kind of almost are like stunted and in a ball, and there's just no reason for them to go past, but then they never grow, and they're basically stunted growth is what they say, right? So Amy, I don't want to say that what you're doing is wrong, because it's totally not wrong. And
it sounds like it's working.
Sounds like it's working for you. Totally fine. Yeah.
So maybe there's some differences in, who knows, in the soil types.
I think there's so many different ways to do it that like, you kind of just have to pick your lane and go with it, right?
That's right.
And so when I moved into this property, I like thought long and hard, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to decide to do? And I could have easily tilled everything. I could have easily amended every single hole, which is actually what I did at my last property. And in this property, I just made the decision, okay, we're just going to continually put compost on top. We're going to do the no-till method, and I am not going to amend any holes other than whatever is on top from what I put already on the no-till method. So already it gets some nutrients, but we've spread those nutrients so far that it's not going to limit that root growth. So anyway, that's my answer to that question, why I'm not amending in my holes. I never, ever do, just because that's the decision that I made for this property. And so far, I'm happy with it. So far,
it's good, but it doesn't necessarily make it right or wrong.
Right.
This is the method you decided to go with.
There's no wrong way to do it. It's just that's how I can answer your question. And that's what I learned in Master Gardeners. So hope that helps. Jeannie says, is your white clematis the same as sweet autumn clematis? No, it's not. It's actually different. My white clematis that I show you guys is actually a clematis armandii, or an evergreen clematis. They're both very vigorous, very beautiful. I don't know if sweet autumn clematis is evergreen, though. I don't think it is. I have no idea. Anyway, so no, they're actually different. They're different types of clematis, and I really encourage you to check out evergreen clematis because it is the coolest plant. I love it. Marcia says, I couldn't find the link to the Hori Hori knife. Where may I get one? Thanks. That was your Christmas present to me. So where'd you get it?
I got it off Etsy, actually.
You did?
I did.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. I'm so impressed you got me something off Etsy. That takes effort. Good.
No, it was not hard to find. It looked like a nicer, like I looked in a couple other like websites, sellers, and they were more utilitarian, and that one was kind of like a nicer, fancier one that would look better for a gift.
Yeah, it was pretty. So, I like it.
So that's why I got that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was off Etsy. I could not tell you the seller, but
do you think you could find it? We'll try and find it.
All I'd have to do is look back at my emails.
So we'll find it and we'll link it in the description down below.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. But you can get lots of Hori Hori knives anywhere.
Yeah, if you just search Hori Hori knife on Amazon even, you can find them. I know HoseLink sells one on their website because I looked at that one. Lots of places sell them. It's just a matter of I was just trying to get a fancy one.
Yeah. Next question is from Curtis. Curtis says, Janie, did you ever update us regarding the roadside transplants and bulbs? They're just not ready yet. Yeah. So
there's green shoots.
Yeah.
And then lots of weeds.
Yeah. So we transplanted the daffodils that we planted in the zigzag planter out to the front in front of our fence, and they're growing. They're beautiful. I showed it in a couple videos. But it does get a little bit more shade than I thought. I'm kind of surprised how much shade is that area right now at this time of year. I mean, it gets sunnier as the year
I haven't
goes on.
noticed that. Yeah,
it's pretty shaded there, and I think those daffodils bloomed later than my current daffodils, the Dutch Masters.
Oh yeah, because it's a different variety.
Yeah, I just saw one cracking with color, so I think that they should come. They look good. They're just taking a long time, and they're not even because it's only February, so I just have to be patient.
Did you see how many the squirrels took though?
No,
you didn't see that?
No.
There's a whole section like away from the driveway that there's a bunch of empty holes.
No, that was me.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was going through and I ogged a whole bunch of holes.
Yeah.
And then we ran out. And so I left a whole bunch of holes empty.
I thought we filled them all.
No.
Oh, funny.
No.
I remembered wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we'd filled them all. Okay.
No. I mean, maybe the squirrels got some.
No, then I'm mistaken.
There was a lot of empty holes that I left just because we were out. Higgins Angel says, you did a great job limbing up your trees. Is there any reason you don't limb up your orange trees? I actually do. So there's a certain time of year you're supposed to limb up your orange trees after blooms. And like last year, I limbed them up so much. Like so much.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
You helped me clean up all my pruning.
Oh, I do remember that.
Remember that?
That was a lot.
That was so much. These trees are just...
They are like the healthiest, happiest trees.
I can't keep up with the pruning. I think I'm going to have to get an arborist to come here and limb them up
I wonder
again.
if they need to be like drastically cut back.
I don't think so because they're still performing well.
They are.
You know what I mean?
It's not like they're stressed or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, to answer your question, and you weren't the only one who asked this. A lot of people asked this. How come I don't limb up my orange trees? I totally did. I totally did. Like a lot, and it looked really, really good.
I totally forgot about that. But there was a lot of branches that we took off those trees.
Yeah, and it just grew back. They're just super happy, healthy trees. You know. I wonder if they really like all the compost that we put over it, because I don't fertilize those trees. We just put compost on it, so maybe it's just super happy.
Maybe they're happy with that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, they're great trees, and they're like the best oranges ever too.
I know, they're so good. Yeah. Okay, and then last one was from PETA, and she says, "Oh my God, that hat, is it back in stock?" PETA's talking about the gardener's hat that I love. It's amazing. Yes, is the mediums back in stock?
Yes.
So mediums and large.
Medium and large is back in stock.
Yeah. Okay. Good. It's a great hat, you guys. I absolutely love it, and so I definitely encourage you guys to, if you're looking for a gardening hat, that is good. Are we bringing those to the events?
I think so. We have to see how all of our luggage is going to work and stuff, but because those take up space, but we can like nest them.
Yeah.
To bring them, so we have to see. But we'll bring them to local events for sure. The flights, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So we're driving to some events.
Yeah.
We're driving to Oregon. We're bringing the family to Oregon.
That'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And
so
then
like all of the Gridley and the Turlock and all the Sacramento ones and all of that, and if we go to Petaluma for a couple, all of that will definitely bring kind of almost all of our merch. But when we fly, we're going to be a little bit limited. Like we won't be able to bring candles because they're heavy and they might break, and there's going to be limitations on.
The only places we're flying are Arizona and
Arizona and Idaho right now. That's it.
Yeah.
So those are the only two places. So for every other event besides those, we should have basically everything.
Yeah. So yeah. I'll put a link to my website so you guys can see the list of events that we're having. It's going to be really fun. There's going to be lots of proven winners there. I do want to say, though, there's not going to be the entire collection at some of these events just because of timing of the year. Some of these plants are heat-loving plants that, they're not ready yet at this time of year. I just want to say this just so nobody's like super disappointed.
But the whole line may not be there right away.
Yeah, just based on when the time of the event is.
But those places are all slated to receive them.
They will get them eventually.
They may not be there during the event.
At the event,
that's okay,
yeah.
though.
But most of the plants are going to be there. It's just like I didn't even think about it, but some of the plants that I picked, like Russian sage, is kind of a later plant, right? And to have them grow it and be ready in April is
not going to happen.
It's not really going to happen.
That's okay.
Yeah,
because
I just want to say it just so
yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to continue doing monthly question and answers, so please submit your questions. Thank you so much to all of you that did. The chickens seem totally fine. They seem totally happy. I was hoping that we weren't going to have any fights or anything like that. I'll keep an eye on them. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to say. Oh yeah, I have a really cute new hat. I got it from Target. I love it. I was
wondering where you got that.
I texted Robbie and was like, "Do you like my hat? I love it." So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.